Hey guys, Ray from loveyourrv.com. So I'm here today with a review of a tire pressure monitoring system. This one is from TireMinder, a really popular brand. Back when I got my pressure monitoring system, I had the EasyRV. A lot of people recommended this TireMinder, along with one called a TST. So a company recently contacted me, Innovation Energy Group. They run innovationtire.com, and they're a master distributorship for the TireMinder, which is made by a company called Minder Research. Now, Minder Research doesn't sell them to the public. They sell them through dealers and distributors. So anyway, the guy asked me if I wanted to review the products, so he sent me out this free of charge, a review sample. I'm not being sponsored or paid for the review, just got the review sample for free, just so you know up front. But I thought it'd be interesting because it is one of the more popular brands out there, so it'd be interesting to set it up and do a review and kind of compare it also to my EasyRV model. Anyway, let's get to it and take this box apart and see what's inside. Let's give you a quick look at what's included in the i10 kit. You've got your owner's manual and a warranty card here. In the center here we have the repeater. So that would be, you'd have to find 12 volts somewhere on the rig. They say on a trailer towards the front or motorhome, somewhere in the undercarriage. And you just connect it to, say, the battery, something like that. Every install has to have the repeater installed because it helps the signal transfer really strongly, even in areas of high interference of other type of wireless signals. Here we have a cigarette lighter type adapter for power. We got a suction cup for window mount. And here's the actual TireMinder display itself. Down here we get a little sticker you can put somewhere in your rig, and then here is the sensors. You get 4 sensors. This is the kit I got is a 4-tire system, but you can order larger amounts of sensors in different kits. They included 2 sets of batteries, which is kind of a nice touch, and then there's a little hardware pack here with some nuts and a little wrench and some replacement O-rings for the tire sensors. So let's get to the install. We'll start with the repeater here. So the very first thing I need to do is install the TireMinder Booster. Now, reading the instructions, it says it must be installed even if your trailer is short. Not only is it for distance, it's for signal interference. So by installing the booster, it makes the connection much more solid. Today there's a lot of different wireless signals, so they really say the booster must be installed. Now on the trailer it says you can put it under the undercarriage near the front, under the kingpin. I've decided to choose just strap it onto one of my landing jack legs here. Then I can easily find 12 volts in the battery compartment above. There we go. So I've just found power and ground. This is my ground bus bar. So I put the black alligator clip there, and the red I've found a 12 volt section here. So I've just clipped it in place. If I decide to keep this, I'll probably wire it in more permanently and maybe put a fuse on that line. Anyway, let's see if she's on. There we go. We have a solid green light, so we can proceed to the next step. So next it says to install the CR 1632 batteries with plus up. You can see the negative down. So put those in. And then make sure the O-ring is nicely in place and screw it together. Get it maybe like a quarter turn, not too tight but not too loose. So it's nice and waterproof there. So now we're good to go. Now we can program it. So to program it, I hold these 2 buttons down. Right now it's in monitoring mode. I've actually set 3 tires. Just going to use this spare tire as an easy way to test it so you can see. So I hold those 2 down and I go into learn mode. You can see one thing I don't really like about this unit is how reflective it is, and the thing is not very bright outside. Now we want to, you see that one flashing, we want to go over and set one, so we keep pushing that. There's 10 positions on this screen. This is the front screen, and then there's 10 on the rear, so up to 20 tires can be set. So I want to put it in this position here. All I got to do is screw that in place and it will pick it up. Okay, it's on the tire. There we go. You can see flashing 68 pounds. That's really all there is to do that, you just go through your tire locations that you want the sensors at. So it is really an easy setup. It's actually easier than my other tire monitor where you had to kind of push a button and hold and stuff. This sort of does it automatically. Anyway, I'll push those two again. I'll get out of the learn mode. Now I'm into the monitor mode, and you can see I've got 4 tires set up there. So I do like how short that is. It's a nice small sensor there, and it's below the tire, so it won't be getting knocked off if I scrub against something with the tire. So before you put the sensor on, you want to put this little locking nut on. You screw it on first, and then you screw the sensor on. Put it on fairly tight, but not overly. And then you can take this wrench. That's what they give you this wrench for. Back that nut off, and you can tighten that nut up nice and tight. I guess that's the way then the sensor won't back off. Also, it probably makes it hard for someone to just come along and take your sensors really easy, unless they have the swivel little wrench. Let's do a quick test here. I'm going to unscrew this, and that'll be just like the tire deflated. There we go. Low pressure, flashing 0. So it took a little while to do. Let's put it back on there. Try that again. That was pretty quick that time. So, appears to be working. So now that we've activated all the sensors, we can set what's called the baseline. So the baseline is going to be what you want the tire pressure to be when it's cold, like your cold tire pressure. And a lot of times you can find that on the side of your RV or in the door of your tow vehicle. And a lot of times it depends on the load of the tire, what you're carrying on it. So anyway, to set the baseline, you just hold down the center button until it beeps, and you can see it's in program mode now. And you can see also you can set a couple of options here. There's PSI. If I push one of the arrow, it goes to bar. Just changes the way the pressure reads out. Press the center button again. I switch over to Fahrenheit. I can switch over to Celsius or Fahrenheit. Press it one more time, and you can see this tire here is flashing. So now I can go up and down and set my baseline. Right now I have mine, you can see I got the front at 68 and the rear at 75, because the rear is carrying the trailer, so usually that's going to be set higher than the front. So basically what that baseline does is once it's set, if the pressure varies too far off the baseline, then your alarm will go off. So if it gets too low or too high, it'll be low pressure alarm or high pressure alarm. I think I'll have to read the manual. I think it was like 15 or 20% range, and it's something you can adjust. You know, if you're getting a lot of false alerts, like you're getting a high reading, you can move your baseline up to accommodate that. So it all depends on the type of tire you have and the recommended pressure settings, and also what your manufacturer settings are for your rig. So quite a bit of variability there, but that's where you set your baseline. Okay, here's what the alerts are. If you have a rapid leak, pressure loss of 3 psi or more than less than 2 minutes, it'll alert you. Slow leak, pressure loss of 6 psi or more in 2 to 10 minutes, you'll get a slow leak alert. Low pressure, pressure loss of 15% or more of the baseline pressure. High pressure, pressure increase of 20% or more of the baseline pressure. So the baseline pressure is what I just set. And then high temperature, internal tire pressure of 167 Fahrenheit or 75 Celsius or greater. And the TireMinder will check for the following tire issues every 6 seconds. So in the event of an issue, you'll get a reading at the top of the TireMinder up here, see leaking low pressure. So let's just go do a test. We'll make one of my tires go low, and we'll see what the thing reports. So it's showing me low pressure up here, and I got a little caution triangle here, and it's flashing the tire with the problem and a red square around it. So you can see I have low pressure on that tire. Let's give you a look at it in the truck. I just put it on the windshield there down in the corner. And it's reporting the current PSI. And it does have a battery, built-in lithium battery. When you charge it, they say it lasts up to 2 weeks. I did a test and it was like at least over a week, and it still had 1 bar on it. And then you can also wire it in and plug it into your cigarette lighter. But with that long of a charge, I don't really think you have to. You just have to make sure it's charged up before you leave on your trip. One thing I'd like to show you is a comparison to my Easy Tire that I've been using. So the Easy Tire has a liquid crystal type display, and even in bright sunlight it's very easy for me to see, whereas the TireMinder uses a backlit LCD type display, so it's a little more difficult in bright light to see what's happening. On the other hand, if you take it away from the front windshield there, see I have it down on the floor there, then it's actually as bright or brighter. So it really depends where you're going to mount this. You know, they don't have to be mounted where you can see it all the time, as long as you can hear that alarm. Personally though, I like to have it so at a glance I can check the temperature as I'm cruising along. That's one of my main concerns when I'm driving, is what the tire temperature is, which also means what the actual bearing temperature is. So if something's starting to overheat slowly, I can figure it out. This one here, it says it has an alarm at 167 Fahrenheit. My other unit here, I can manually set what I want the temperature alarm to go off at. Another option, I guess, is you could use some Velcro or something and put it down right near the instrument cluster. Seems to be plenty bright enough down there. Okay, so we got her all set up, and I've kind of given you an initial look at it. So I'm going to use it for the next week or so. And I'll come back with my likes and dislikes of this product. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've had a chance to use it a good week or so, and I'm back with my review. So we'll start with the likes first. I really like the quality of the hardware. All the fit and finish is really good. Those sensors are made of metal here, solid brass, so really good job on the hardware part of it. Also, a good thing about it is it's really easy to set up. Like I say, I've had the Easy RV, and it was a little more involved to set up. This one is pretty well dead simple to set up your sensors and check and set up your baseline. So kudos on the UI there. Also, it's nice that it can show up to 10 tires on this screen all at one time. One I have rotates through each tire, so it'll flash on each tire for 5 seconds and continue on. This one reports everything at once, all the PSI, although you do have to push a button to swap between PSI and temperature. Monitors up to 20 tires at once, so 10 on the front screen. There's a front and a rear screen, so you can do 20 tires at one time. And you can kind of customize how you want to set things up. So most people will just need one screen for most RVs. You might have 6 tires on your RV or 8 tires and then 4 on your towed, stuff like that. Also, it's nice and compact, so if you're mounting it somewhere, it's not massive. It's a 3.15 inch screen, and it's a color screen as well, which is nice. Battery life is good, nice long battery life. It also has a power saving mode, so if you forget to turn it off, it'll go to sleep, and then next time there's any motion on the display, it'll wake up. Excellent range and signal stability, no dropouts or anything like that, and that's probably thanks to the booster they make you install. The sensors, I like the size of the sensors. I like how small they are. Some sensors you get are really tall and you can end up wiping them out on a curb, but these ones are quite low profile. Also, the owner's manual is really well done. It was really easy to read and went really in depth, so I like that. I've been reading a lot of kind of Chinese owner's manuals lately that don't make much sense, but this one's well written. And the warranty is 3 years, which is really good. 3-year full warranty. The company is based in the US. Minder Research is in Florida. And the company that the dealer I got this from, innovationtire.com, you can actually phone them on the phone and someone will answer or get back to you. So they have US based support, which is nice. Sometimes you might have a problem setting things up. Okay, so that's all the likes. There is a few dislikes, of course, as with any product. The display, depending where you mount it, it can be hard to see. So if it's really bright out, there's a lot of reflection going on. You know, it's got kind of a glass or plastic front, so reflection can totally wipe out your vision. So that is one drawback compared to my other one that's got the liquid crystal display that I demoed. Requires the booster, so they say you must install the booster with it, so that's a little bit extra thing to do. You have to go and wire it in. It's not hard or anything, and this thing doesn't draw much power, but it is worth mentioning. The other monitor system I have, I didn't have to install anything. It worked out of the box, although people with long RVs did complain that they had some problems, and there is an optional booster, so this one is actually included with the price. Also, a little bit different is the high and low PSI warnings. They can't be adjusted, so you can adjust your baseline, what you set your cold tire pressure at, but it's locked at how many percentage above that or below that it will go off. Also, the temperature is fixed at 167 Fahrenheit. The other monitor system I have complete control to customize wherever I want my alerts to show up. So that's one thing would be nice if you could go in there and just, especially the temperature alert. Sometimes I like to know if things are starting to warm up before they actually go off, like at 167 degrees. So there you go. Overall, I'll give it a Love Your RV thumbs up. It's a decent product, does the job. Price is really good on it. Currently on the Innovation Tire website, it's listed at $249. He also says he's going to give a discount for Love Your RV viewers. You just have to use the code Love Your RV on his website. There's free shipping. So compared to pricing on anything of quality, it's right in the ballpark. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.